And there we go. Well, thank you everyone for coming today and appreciate your time. Today, we're going to be talking about how to connect and go over some ideas and how to connect with first responders, the doctors, the grocery store people, the police, firemen, anybody out there that is really working hard. You know, there's first responders out there, you know, we never even thought of as first responders in that category until now, you know, with the grocery stores, the people working at the drug stores, the people that have to work, that you realize when everything is shut down, so many businesses are shut down. And then when you really realize, wow, what really needs to be open and who's working hard to make sure that we get the things that we need. So I wanted to go over some ideas and some thoughts on how to connect with those people to, one, show that you're thinking about them and connecting with them, connecting with your community and the people that are there in your community, and also get your name out there at the same time. So I've talked to agents consistently on how to connect with other businesses and other business people. And these people are not in their own business, but they are people that we need and can connect to in this way, and then get your name out there too to show that you care. So they're in their own communities, and I'll go more in detail about that. But first, I wanted to share my screen with you here. And there we go. And we'll start with the first slide is our motivation of the day. Kind of go into the theme of the first responders and the care about others. So the motivation of the day is what we have done for ourselves alone dies with us. What we have done for others and the world remains and is immortal. I love that. You know, it took me a while to find it. I'm looking for something that I was looking for a great quote that could show and express that really doing things for others really stays, it resonates with people, it shows that you care about your community and other people. We all know that, but you can use it for business. I'm not saying that, and sometimes I talk to agents and they go, wow, I just don't feel right giving and also asking for something. Remember, and I really believe this about real estate, is that we're not selling a product. We're not convincing someone like, here, I sell these things and I want to convince you to buy them. That's not what we do. We have a service. We sell ourselves. We sell our service, and they're looking for, when they're looking for a house or to sell a house, we're not convincing them to sell their house and buy a new house. We're not convincing them to downsize. We're not convincing them to buy a product. We don't have to sell them on the product. They're either in the market or not. So I try to stress as much as possible is that when you hand out a business card, when you remind someone that you're in the business, you're of real estate, you're not trying to sell them something. You're just saying, I'm here to help you when you're ready. Similar, I mean, not on the same level as a first responder, police, fire, people that we need, doctors. I mean, they're a totally different level. I'm not connecting, they're not selling real estate with saving lives, but we call them when we need them, and we want to know that they're there for us when we need their service, good or bad. That's how real estate is. That's how I want you to feel when you tell people you're in real estate, you're here to help. So in this video and in this presentation, I want to explain how to connect with first responders and start thinking about that, because if you have that giving nature in you, this is the time where you could start reaching out to those people. Just a text or a phone call or a visit or something to first responders in your community and what you can do. So that's the motivation of today. Next, something to think about, of course, is what I was just saying. First responders, healthcare workers, law enforcement, and grocery store workers are on the front lines, keeping our community safe and healthy. Show them your appreciation. So if you can this week, if you're staying home, great if you could reach out to your social network, reach out to your sphere of influence, just to say, hey, do you know someone that's a first responder? Give them that list. Do you know anybody that's even a grocery store clerk, someone that is working at the drugstore, working at, especially of course, police, fire, doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, anybody that has to work to help keep our community going. Please reach out to your sphere. Ask them if they know of anybody that they could share their information with, because you want to personally send them a text or call them or send them a Facebook message or something just to thank them for who they are, what they're doing, and we appreciate that. Who wouldn't want to do that? Number one, if you run across anybody that does that, like example, I mean, maybe a lot of you do this too, is, and we should do this more often, is if you see someone from the military or served in the military, I always say, I thank you for your service. Now it feels like we're getting to that level where we really, have to, I feel that way. I don't know if you do too, with what has been going on, the police, the firemen, everybody that's first responders, like even the grocery store, because they have to work. They can't call off. They have to be there to help us go. I never really realized how important that is. So now I'm getting to the point of like, thank you for your service going out there. Thank you for working today. I picked up my medicine. I picked up my, my groceries, whatever you think of anybody that really needs to work. They're a first responder in a wave of this coronavirus pandemic, because they need to be there. So reach out to them. This is a time to reach out, connect with them, find people. And it's another way of reaching out to your sphere of, you're not asking them for anything. You're not going over what you can do for them. You're asking them, please connect me with someone. And if you just send out a Facebook message to your sphere on Facebook, say, hey, does anybody know anybody that's a doctor, nurses, whatever? Please send me their name, their direct message me if you want to put their phone number, their email address, their Facebook connection, somehow that I could connect with them in a way that they might want to be connected to, so I could show my appreciation, just say thank you. And you'll have people respond to you. I've seen it already on Facebook with a lot of people already. I've seen like my daughter, my nephew, my grandson, my whatever is a doctor, a fireman, a police officer. I have several agents, maybe some of you that are watching this right now, that are their spouses are all of those, one of those, and they are really have to be quarantined. I know a few of our agents, their husbands and wives are doctors and firemen and police officers, and they have to sleep in the basement, or they're sleeping at the station, or they're staying at a friend's house that is also in a doctor or a fireman or a police officer, and they're away from their families. They just can't even go home. So reach out. This is a way to connect with them and let them know that you're there to help them too, when or if they ever need your service. So one of the last slides is something that you could say, but start thinking about things that you could say to them that's easy for you. Make it your own, of saying, thank you very much for your service. If anything, I could be of service to you someday in the future. I would love to be able to repay you with my services someday if you ever need me. And you don't even have to do that now. It's just getting your name out there. Something you could post today. This is a link to a article about places that are offering free food to first responders. So you could use something like this in your post, or if you know of any places in your neighborhood, in your community, restaurants that are offering free food to first responders, please reach out to them and say, I want to give you a shout out. And you could kind of do two things at once. You could shout out a restaurant, tag them, and also you're connecting out to first responders at the same time. these are things that you can do without leaving your home. So you could do this now. You could do this today. You could do this whenever. But if you want to take the next step, I mean, if you want to take the step outside, be safe about it, you could actually, I've seen it in the news. I haven't seen any of our agents do it yet, but I've started to explain that if you have any places that are restaurants or places that are giving away anything for free, you could offer your services to them to deliver it if you want to do it safely. So I know there's restaurants and pizza places delivering food to hospitals, to police stations, to fire departments. If there's anything you can do to help, you could be that person and dropping that off and being part of your community or anywhere, anything. So you could donate your time to a local business that is helping support the community and other people, first responders or anybody, and offer your services. So there's a lot, I think there's a lot of things, especially right now, and it's going to continue on for a while, of community support, people getting together, businesses, and try to get your piece of it. Try to get in there, kind of get involved, and something that you enjoy. So you might not even know what's going on. So if you know anybody that has a local business, reach out to them with a message, see if they're doing anything in the charity end of things, anything that you could help them with their business. Because right now, with in the next few weeks, some businesses are going to start opening back up over the next few weeks, especially in Ohio. I think it's like 2 weeks from now, and then it's going to continue on. So if you have the time, it might be time you could help donate your time to help local businesses out there. Again, they're not charities, but I always explain that charities don't always have to be, in my opinion, as something of like organized charity that, is doing this every day of the week, every day for one main cause. A charity is anybody in need. And right now, a lot of businesses are going to be in need of help. But if you know anybody, you could donate your time, put it in your card, explain that if they could ever repay and use your service someday. It's something to do that the agents that network themselves, to connect with people, to connect with their community, and any but way will always be the agents that get the more referrals and get the business. Now, of course, I hope that that's not the ultimate goal, because if that'll show through. Your first goal is to be helpful and to give back to your community, and in the meantime, they're going to give back to you. And if they could tell that you're really sincere about it and you're consistent about being a member of your community, you'll do that. So again, all of this is just time and donating that commitment. If you want to spend money, you can. If you really want to, if you had some money to spend, you could call some local restaurants up or pizza places and say, hey, if I buy 10 pizzas for, what can I do for you to help get 10 pizzas? And I want to deliver them to the police station. I want to deliver them to the fire station. I want to deliver them to, wherever that you think there's people in need, that would be great. That's something that you can do. If you want to spend a little bit of marketing dollars and charity dollars to help other people, you can do that too. So there's many ideas. So I love brainstorming those ideas and going over that with agents. So always reach out to me. We could come up with more ideas that connect you with different businesses in your area, maybe friends, relatives, things like that. Next, something that you can do today also is, if you've heard of this Nextdoor.com, it's a community-based website that you go in, you're putting your address, and you can connect with people in your community that are also on this website. So it's a neat thing to communicate. You get messages of anything that's going on, even alerts like if there's a lost dog or if there was a break-in in the area, or good things and bad things. But it's a way for you to actually communicate with some of your neighbors that you might not even know personally, but they're in your neighborhood. So Nextdoor.com is kind of a cool thing to see and get connected with. So any community type website that people in the community or neighborhood can be a part of, you should be a part of. And I've been a part of this one for a while, and I had to turn off my my notifications because there's so many people have things going on in the neighborhood. I had all the notifications on. So I said, I just want to go in there and look when I have time. But you can, so it's a way, again, to communicate with people in your neighborhood without really having to do anything. Be at home, be in quarantine, at night when you have time, day, wherever. You could go in there, post things of what's going on, things that you see, and then the people that are involved in it will get to know you, get to see you. Again, this is not something that you have to do 24/7 or hours a day. It's just something to be in there with, and kind of a directory of people in your community that are in this website. Same type of thing what I say about social networking. A lot of people love Facebook, love Instagram, love social networking. Some don't. Some people don't feel comfortable reaching out to people on their Facebook, but I explain to everybody, if the people are on Facebook and they're active on Facebook, they like it. They want to communicate through there. So it's okay to communicate with them. So if you're on Facebook and you see many posts from the same friends and relatives and sphere, they like that way of communicating. It's okay to reach out to them that way. Same with this website. If you go on this website, if someone's on there and they're posting things and they're on that directory and they signed up for it, they want to be communicated with. They're part of it. They want to be part of it. So sometimes you got to take out your initial thoughts of how you feel about things and see how other people see about things. Example, I communicate, there's several people and agents that I communicate with. I never knew this a few years ago, just through Facebook Messenger. They don't text, they don't call, they don't email, they just specifically use Facebook Messenger. I didn't know that would even happen someday, but I have people that just use Facebook Messenger because for some reason they like to use that. So you basically, what I'm trying to explain is that you're trying to keep all communication open, being connected with people in the groups and in the ways they want to connect you. So someone wants to connect on a website, great. They want to connect on Facebook, great. They want to text you, great. You have to keep all the communication open so people can connect with you, get to know you, see your information, see who you are in the easiest way, or the things that they like to do. Next, this is something that you can say when you're making calls to first responders is, hi, this is your name and brokers. I want to check in and thank you for everything you're doing to help keep the community safe and healthy during this crisis. I know that everyone is being impacted by the virus in different ways, so please let me know if I can help in any way. So this is where you could reach out to see if there is something that you want to do. It's a neighbor, someone in your area, you really want to help out. You can say, I'm here for you if I have to run an errand, walk your dog, or as always, share my real estate information. And as an active member in the community, you can look to me as a resource. Please don't hesitate to reach out for any reason. So if you really want to be in the giving mood and help people out, there might be people in need that, example, I know of some people that they're taking care of an elderly, checking in on their parents that are not leaving the house. They're still working. This is someone in your community. Maybe you can pick up something for them, bring it to their parents' home, drop it off, be safe, of course, bring something to their house so it's ready for them. You never know. You never know what people need until they ask. I mean, how many times in your life has someone said, hey, do you need help with something? And you're like, yeah, you know, all these things that I'm doing, I really don't have time to do this. Maybe you could help me. So that is something that's one-on-one, a connection between two people, and just the thought and the question and asking it goes can go a million miles ahead of that in helping you and your business someday. So just asking for that, do they need help? The thought that counts goes a long, long way too. Obviously, you want to make sure you're backing up and you want to do these things, but just asking to see if they can see if they could help in any way. And then last slide is a little information that you could give people. There's the home OFA, it's called, the home mortgage, which is myhome.com or .org, myohiohome.org, is a loan programs and grants that people can get, and they have a Ohio Heroes. So if you go to that myohiohome.org website, click on programs, click on Ohio Heroes. This is something that you can give out to information you could tell people. So being in real estate, say there are loan programs and grants and things that you might qualify for. So again, be the source of information. Be the source of where you can give them something to see, research, and direct them, and try to help them with buying a home or in the future, now or in the future. So this is something you could text people, you could say it to people, you could put it on your Facebook. This is another thing that you can post. And you could reach out to some of your local banks and loan officers to see if they have any programs. There's different programs that change all the time. Like all of a sudden they'll come out with a grant, they'll come out with a loan program offered to local banks and mortgage companies. So always be on top of asking your preferred lender, your preferred bank somewhere in the neighborhood, is there anything that is going on for programs for, there's always been programs for teachers and firefighters and police officers and doctors. There's always programs coming and going, but always check with that. So that's good information. So let me stop sharing my screen here for a second. And there we go, back. So yeah, any questions on anything before, about connecting? I have the chat box open, or you could reach out to me, call me, text me, email me. I'm happy to help out. But again, use this time to connect with people, thank them for their service, thank them for working and being part of it. Get your name out there. Don't feel uncomfortable telling them you're in real estate and this is what you do to help people, because you help people. You help people buy a home, especially now when things are not safe and there's buyers that still need to buy and sellers need to sell, and you're going out there, leaving your families and taking your time to go help them find houses and sell their house. And guess what? We do it, I remind agents all the time, we do this for free. We do it for free until we actually do find them the house that they want to buy and find them the buyer for the house that they're selling. So I remind agents all the time, we donate, so to say, and risk our time and effort for free until the job is done. Because raise your hand, everybody's out there right now watching. Listen, we've all worked for people, probably more clients than we probably even sold houses to and sold their house for free. We donated our time to help them, and they just never found the house that they wanted, or they just never, their house that they sold were selling, took a long time to sell, or the listing expired. Everybody has a story in real estate of the time that they donated to help someone. So remember, when someone is looking for a house or buying a house, you're there to help them. Donate your time and you're not asking for a nickel from them until you do your job, until you find them the house of their dreams, sell the house at the price they want to sell it. Then you are paid for your service. You're not paid for your time until the job is done. That basically is showing that you are someone that cares. You're risking your time away from your family, your children, your personal time to help them get something, because you know there might be a possibility of not getting anything out of it. So hopefully that gets you in the attitude, it gets you in the thought process that when you hand out your card, you're handing out that you're here to help them when they're ready to need help in real estate. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I believe Sherry Johnson says she'll be back with us tomorrow and Friday, so we'll have great new topics there, and I appreciate you all watching, and I hope to see many of you soon. Remember, call, text, email me, instant message me anytime. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye.